motherfucking middle finger up in this bitch. ATL, St. Louis, Alabama, Chicago, the Carolinas, DC, Bay Area, Miami, New York, Vegas, Texas. Y'all niggas can't go from my niggas home. 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 Motherfuck that nigga, motherfuck that bitch. 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 Y'all niggas more flexing that, flaunting that.
All right, guys, so I have a treat for you. While we are still in the aftermath of the Kanye interview, holding that in the vault, revealing it to the world, and then the world sort of realizing that everything that we were told about Kanye 2 years ago, and him having a mental breakdown, that he was crazy, that he was angry, was a carefully constructed lie. The media, of course, trying to bury him with headlines because they didn't want you to hear what he was actually saying. And then when you actually heard what he had to say, thanks to this vault interview, you went, oh, that's really interesting, actually. He's making some very sound points. Here's a reality that you've probably come to if you've been watching this podcast. Virtually every person in the media that is being attacked the hardest, there is a reason that they are being attacked. There is a truth that the media is trying to obscure. And so now I think it's my duty to speak to the most canceled, quote unquote, canceled people that are out there to figure out why it is the media hates them so much and who's hated more than the Tate brothers. I really don't think there is anyone that is arguably hated more than the Tate brothers. I think they rank higher than Ye does. So I'm going to have a conversation with both of them today. First and foremost, we are going to speak with Tristan Tate. Welcome to the CANDACE podcast.
Welcome. I'm very happy to be here, and this is the least pregnant I've ever seen me. So congratulations on the new arrival. Yeah. It's absolutely amazing.
There's always a new arrival. The new arrival, I'm either pregnant, still pregnant, pregnant again. So this is just the rare 8 months.
Doing your job, repopulating the earth. I love to hear it. I love to hear it.
So I've been wanting to speak to you for a very long time. Obviously, when I went out to Romania the first time and I interviewed just Andrew, but then I had such a remarkable conversation with you. And I realized that, oh gosh, I should have definitely interviewed Tristan because there's so much that he has to say. You're quite incredibly well read, first and foremost. But I want to start with just speaking about traditional masculinity. And there was this one moment that you were describing to me, really the circumstances of what it took for you to survive mentally when you and your brother were put into a prison and there were no charges against you.
No.
Can you describe, first and foremost, just remind us how long you were put into that cell, how big the cell was, and what the environment was like?
Well, Romania has a very, I guess, smart way of dealing with their prison system. What they do is instead of investing money in the prison system, they eat all the money in fines for treating prisoners badly because it's cheaper than actually constructing new prisons. So every single prison here is built during the communist regime. None of them have been upgraded. None of them are nice at all. The cell was about 4 yards by 4 yards by 3 yards. I'll use yards because I know you're an American. I like to use meters, of course. But two sets of bunk beds, tiny toilet in the corner. It's not a toilet, it's a hole in the ground, quite literally. And then there's a shower overhead that is either way too hot or way too cold. I was there for 92 days. And if I had known I'd be there for 92 days, it would have been a much easier task. However, every 2 to 3 weeks, I'd have a court hearing to see if I was there for longer, if I was going to be released and put on house arrest. So I didn't know when I was going to get out, which was, I guess, the most mentally challenging part of it. But it got a lot easier towards the end when I was put in the same cell as my brother. And then my only role, my only job, my only focus was keeping Andrew mentally focused and keeping Andrew happy and making Andrew laugh. And I didn't even care about the fact that I was in jail because I am my brother's keeper. It's good to have your brother's back. So, if I woke up and he was depressed or he was sad or he was angry, I didn't care about my own mental state. It was how's Andrew doing? And that's all I really focused on.
I think that it's interesting because I just like to assess culture where most people try to attack it. And of course, when you see a movement happening, especially if it's a populist right movement, people behind Trump, they just go, it's a bunch of white supremacists that are dusting off their Klansmen cloaks.
Of course.
Now they see you and Andrew, it's like, oh, it's all of these misogynist boys who just hate women and want to grow up and rape them. And that's what's happening. And of course, that's so silly and it's so stupid. And I always want to claw back and really understand what it is that people are responding to. And what you're hitting upon, and I think it's kind of one of the most remarkable things about you and Andrew is this brotherhood. That when you guys speak with each other, when you are together, it just feels like you're watching what it is, family.
Yeah.
And we have been so removed from that in society. The concept of loyalty, the concept of brotherhood, the concept of looking after your family member through everything, thick and thin. And you guys have definitely been through the thick and you stand by each other. That when you tell that story of just like, I just suddenly wanted to make sure that Andrew was okay and you're in this cell and you don't know when you're going to go out. I just think it's remarkable. I think it's people could never imagine what that challenge would be like to try to keep yourself sane while you are caught in this cell for how many hours? I mean, it's just, do they let you out in the play yard?
Play yard? Play yard? This is Romania, Candace. This very average hotel is the best hotel we have. You think the prisons have play yards? Everyone asked me that. How was the church? How was the gym? Did you get yard time? I'm like, yard time? No. You are in that room and that is it. So I was escorted to and back from the courthouse in a armored police van, and that was it. You don't leave the room. You don't ever get a chance to breathe fresh air. First time in my life I've ever been sunburned because, I'm mixed race and I just tan and tan and tan. But the horrible food and the 92 days in jail when I first got out, it was springtime. That was the first time in my life I'd ever been sunburned because I hadn't had the sun shine on my face or my skin for all that time. No, you are just in that room.
There's no window.
There is a window. I still remember the view. I could probably paint a picture from memory of the exact view. I'm facing a very ugly communist era apartment block. And there's a tiny corner of a park. I drive past it sometimes to make myself feel better. I literally drive past my jail just to make myself smile.
All right, guys, it's summertime. That tends to be the time that a lot of people let go of their routines. But one routine that you should never let go of is your prayer routine, especially now with everything that's going on in the world, which is a perfect opportunity to remind you about the Hallow app, which is the #1 Christian prayer app in the world. Great source is it. Jonathan Room, who is the favorite, a figure on slash. So the first day that you guys got out, I vividly remember the picture in the news and like the unkempt hair and like you guys are smiling and can you just tell me what that day was like? Just hearing the news. I guess, did you go to the courthouse first and then they let you go, or how did that about and what did you think and how was sleeping in your own bed?
So this is the craziest thing. You have to understand that even the Romanian police officers and the Romanian prison guards knew that I was unjustly imprisoned. A lot of them, and I can't say their names because they get in trouble, but a lot of them, the high-level people in the prison would say to me, look, guys, I'm sorry you're here. This is just the way it is, And when I got the news that I was free, so you'd go to court and you'd wait for the phone call. Now Andrew was always hopeful of going home. Andrew, every single time that we were waiting for this phone call, which was 6 or 7 times over the period, Andrew would be like, oh, maybe we'll go home. What we can do, we can go home. I was just like, nope. It's a matrix attack, and then keep us in jail forever. We're going to be here years. I just went to sleep. I ignored the news. So when the news came through, my lawyer told us we were going home. I literally banged on the prison door, and I shouted in Romanian, I'm going home. The words "mergem acasă" in Romanian. And everybody, the guards, the prisoners, everybody erupted in this massive cheer. Because everybody knew I shouldn't have been there in the first place. Everybody erupted in this massive like applause. And it was it was a very, very good feeling. And sleeping in my own bed, it's one of those times. You're not a party animal like me. You've probably never been so drunk that you wake up and you don't know where you are. But I've been there. And it was one of those times where literally I woke up probably 5-10 times during the night and I didn't know where I was. It took a while to kind of adjust. I still had my prison beard, and you feel the cockroaches, the insects, everything that used to wake you up, the mosquitoes, everything that used to wake you up in jail, you feel it in your dreams or in your subconscious. And you're like, I'd shoot awake every single time. But yeah, it was very strange. I didn't know where I was. It took me 3 or 4 days of sleeping in my own bed until I, realized I was actually free to walk around my house and see my friends and talk to people. It was an experience like none other. You couldn't replicate it. No matter how much money you had, no matter who you hired, you couldn't possibly replicate that feeling.
I have a theory which came from my buddy Dave Smith that, part of the reason that you and your brother are being so attacked is because you represent a real threat to what you guys term the Matrix.
Yes.
They managed to enslave the
Everybody.
majority of human civilization via either banking. People have bank debts debts that are usually accrued because of education. They've enslaved their minds via the education system. And also they've enslaved them because if it ever came down to it, the majority of people wouldn't be able to fight for their freedom, quite literally fight for their freedom. And then you take a look at what you and your brother have built. And I had not even realized how successful Hustler University was. It's a full disruption to traditional education system that most kids can afford and don't need to go into 6-figure debt for because it's $49.99 for a course. And I actually hired someone not realizing they were a Hustler University graduate and they've been an incredible employee.
Yes.
And this is a person from the wrong side of the tracks who now has an opportunity and he's learning how to make money in this world. And he's not doing it because he has to first figure out how to pay all of these debts like I did with student loans.
Yeah.
And then you have these two brothers and they're embodying the family and they're speaking about traditional masculinity like, I'll beat you in a fight.
Yeah.
Like just that old school, like I will beat you up in a fight. And that's not really allowed today. You can't disrupt how they're enslaving people and without them essentially owning you. And people thinking that it's something new, but it's really the same thing that's old. And you guys truly are free and sit outside of the bounds of their control.
It's not just the ability to fight or the will to fight. I think what me and Andrew embody that a lot of people don't quite understand is what would you fight for? A lot of people who maybe are trained, are smart, can shoot, can fight, they're not a threat because they don't have an ideology that they're willing to defend. And I think that when I say, I gave this example to your husband, who I love, by the way, quick shout out, pure bromance. I love that guy. I was talking to him earlier and I said, I'm worried right now. I'm worried, genuinely. Not about these new charges and these cases. This doesn't scare me, but I'm worried they're going to hit Andrew with a charge for inciting riots. And I'm worried about how I'm going to get myself put in jail with him. I might just have to incite some riots myself if they charge him with this. I'm worried about how I can get into jail to be there with him. So it's not just the ability to fight and the ability to be masculine and to be a masculine man. It's giving people something to fight for. Your family, your ideology, your church, your religion. That's what they try and strip from everybody. Because a willingness to fight is far more scary than an ability to fight. I say this to my friends. Some of my friends are not professional fighters like me and my brother are, but my friends would be willing. If I got jumped by 50 men, they'd be willing to fight, which is a lot scarier than a man who can fight but won't. So that's what we're trying to give people, a reason to defend your beliefs, a reason to stand up for yourself, a reason to say no to all the agendas pushed down our throat, a reason to see something on TV and call it out as bull in front of your family members, no matter how excommunicated you're going to get because they're all liberals. We're giving people a reason to stand up. And the fact that our lives have been so successful and the fact that people in Hustlers University and people in our private networks have been so successful is now opening a lot of eyes. Like, okay, well, if I stick by my brothers, if I stick by my beliefs, if I stick by my friends, if I stand on my word, if I don't betray my morals, this is what can happen. If I was a degenerate bum sleeping outside on the streets ranting, people wouldn't listen to me. So the success is also very scary for them because I'm showing young men like the person who now works for you. He has 0 student debt.
He's a hustler. It's the only way I can describe him. He just literally,
and he's fantastic at his job.
he's fantastic at his job.
And
he learned editing skills at Hustler University for what is it? Would you $50?
$50 a month. So he probably spent $250 on his education.
Right.
And he's learning from the best in the world.
Right. And
So,
they're not going to allow that. And I do think that part of what you guys embody is what most people see as fantasy on their screens. They have this visceral response, men and women too, when you watch the movie 300. I love that movie. It's amazing. But the reality is that the majority of people wouldn't have kicked somebody down the hole and said, no, we're fighting, and looked around and said, no, we're going to war.
Yes.
We're outnumbered, right?
Yeah.
And we're probably going to lose. But we would rather lose and have every one of our men in our tribe killed and murdered than to subjugate to the whims of this kingdom. And I don't think people really understand what it is they love about that movie, you know?
Yes.
Because it hits at something in their spirit that they know is the way things should be.
Yes.
Right?
And you're certainly, you've kicked a few people down a few holes very recently, saying no names, but we all know who I'm talking about. But yeah, it's a part of being on the right side of history, as I see it. I don't see a world where maybe I lose, maybe we lose. I mean, who knows? Where it spirals into this degeneracy, this Weimar Republic of, post World War I Germany, and the whole world becomes a degenerate hole. I don't see a world where rational, sane people are going to look back on me and Andrew and our message and you, because, the internet is now forever. People are going to be able to watch this stuff and say, these people were wrong. These people were truly evil. I don't think that you'll be able to psyop people that much. And I have, children, you have children, and I'm not going to let this world, I'm going to do the most I can. I'm going to do my absolute best to make sure that I leave this world a better place for them, whether or not it puts me in jail or not. I mean, spoiler alert, I'm not a human trafficker. That doesn't make any sense.
And what's actually funny is that everything that they accuse people of doing is what they are. And this gets into, I need to do a full episode on this, but they accused Michael Jackson of pedophilia because they are the pedophiles.
They are pedophiles.
The media is literally an ecosystem that was built to protect pedophiles.
Yes.
Right. And once you start realizing, like we said before we got live here, that Alex Jones was right. When he started speaking about the satanic worshiping elites that are all pedophiles, I remember first hearing Alex Jones being like, this man is like
insane
on crack.
I was in my early 20s, and he's sitting there super energetic as always, ranting about these satanic pedophiles and how they're drinking the blood of children. I was like, really? Like, they're just politicians. I mean, they're not that bad.
How could that be happening?
Turns out he was completely right about everything. And
everything.
And I feel like what Alex Jones knows, because here's the real scary part, tip of the iceberg, right? This is what Alex Jones knows, and this is what he's waking everyone up to. This is what we now understand, and we're trying to wake people up to. What don't we know yet? What are we going to discover in the next 10 years? What if the culture of the world changes, Trump gets in charge, a bunch of right-wing politicians take control of Europe as they should, and start digging into the files? What are we actually going to find out? That's the scary part.
Yeah, we don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
the more that I learn about anything, I'm just like, the school system exists to make you stupid, but convince you that you're smart.
Yes.
As they're going around the world deleting history. I think it's part of the reason why we keep plundering the Middle East, is because they want no relics of history, because that allows these Marxists, because that's who they are, to rewrite it. And the reality is that America got overtaken by Marxism. It happened in waves, like the 1848ers that came and established. Pfizer family was in that. People who established kindergarten were in that. And then again in 1880, after they assassinated the Tsar in Russia, under the guise of pogroms. This was the excuse. All of these people just have to be allowed into America unchecked. Okay, but a huge portion of those people were the people that overthrew him and were actually psychopathic, and then went on to mass murder Christians. And then a few of those people then established the Diamond District in America. Julius Armand, like Armand Hammer's family. Armand Hammer, the actor, is named Arm and Hammer for a reason.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, it is known that his father was, or however many grandfathers, was considered Stalin and Lenin's favorite Jew, right? Which then kind of gets into the question of the media, who for a very long time tried to convince us that Stalin and Vladimir Lenin were anti-Semitic. And then I learned, wait, Stalin was married to...
Yes, they were literally a part of the Jewish cabal that, and credit
when
to
I'm talking about crushing history, where if you even say that, which I'm saying it, because I looked into it and I found a friend who understands Georgian, and they're like, everybody knows that Stalin was Jewish. And I'm like,
but
Americans don't know this.
But CANDACE, they were the good guys. They helped us defeat Nazi Germany. They were the good guys. They were
As
on
they
our
were
team.
mass
They were on our
murdering
team.
Christians.
Oh, 100 million
And then
people. That
those
doesn't matter.
psychopaths.
That
No.
doesn't matter. 100 million people got murdered. No. They're on our team. They're the good guys. That's what the history books say.
It's terrifying.
Wild. It's wild.
Yeah.
And then saying it gets you put in jail.
Right.
Literally.
Saying it. And you just spoke about Weimar Republic, and I would like to talk about that more extensively, because one of the things that I got attacked for, which shocked me, and then I realized that the elites are protecting pedophiles, was I spoke about Magnus Hirschfeld and how he was a full sexual pervert with pedophilic tendencies, who had weird sex objects all around the Sex Institute.
And again, tip of the iceberg. What don't we know about this man? That's the scary part. What will we never find out? What will we never find out? That's the scary part. But yeah, Weimar Republic is it's how the world is going. Certainly in my lifetime. You're my age, slightly younger than me, I think. In my own lifetime, I've seen it happen. I've seen things on television, on the internet, that wouldn't have been acceptable. I remember back in the early 2000s, they would censor music videos, and they'd only play certain music videos late at night if a girl was in a bikini. I literally remember that world. And to look around today at, especially the United States, I know you live there, sorry, or the United Kingdom, my home country, it's quite frankly disgusting. And nobody seems to think it. They did it so slowly and so gradually, and they've infected us with this virus, which has grown over time. It's infected the minds of every single person in the UK, where you don't even see it anymore. Literally, you're blind to the fact that they've destroyed your culture and destroyed a world that's safe to raise children in, which I think is one of the goals. And for anyone who doesn't know what the Weimar Republic is, I encourage you to look it up and look at what happened.
And not on Google.
Oh yeah, not on Google. No way. You got to use BitChute. You got to use all these fringe websites that, but why aren't we allowed to talk about it? Why aren't we allowed to talk about the problems?
That's the big question. Yes. And you realize that they have taught us World War II history like we're children. I mean, it's everything they've told us. Virtually everything they told us is either not true or a snippet of the truth, or omitting something that would make us question more of their narrative. And they freaked out when I shared a BBC documentary, no less, because they had tried to wipe this from the universe, about how Germans were ethnically cleansed. Following World War II. So there was no war going on. Immediately after, they allowed Stalin's to just go in. And
Poland, Czechoslovakia, they just wiped them off the face of the map.
It's insane. And then to know that prior to World War II, there's a book written by a guy, last name Kaufman, I'm blanking on the first name, where he said it's Germany must perish. They literally wanted to get rid of Anglo-Saxons. And so when you have that context and you're going, whoa, why was I never told about this book, which was published in America, about he wrote a book about how they would have to just annihilate them, how they had to make them infertile, that they couldn't produce. And then you hear at the end of that war what was done to German-speaking civilians, and that should send a chill down your spine that you don't know it. That is what scares me, that we were never taught it, which means that we were specifically told an angle, and that angle has been protected for a very long time for a reason that must be evil, because lies can only be served to protect evil.
Yes. And you know what? I actually, and I'm going to get put in jail anyway, so I don't care. I'm going to speak my mind because you're here. So I actually realized this very, very early on. So I've always been a big history buff. And when I was 19, 20, 21, I was still traveling the world a little bit. And then I realized that every single country has their own version of World War II history. Every single country is different, even all the ones that we're supposed to agree with. Every country is different. France teaches that, the French resistance overthrew the Nazis and they never really surrendered because the French were still fighting and they won the war even though they surrendered. Poland obviously lost epically to both sides. However, the Polish are taught that it was the Polish men who stood up and blah, blah, blah. The Russian actually version of World War II is the most accurate that can be taught, because they talk about all the major fighting and all the heavy lifting essentially to defeat the Germans was done by them, and all the blood was spilled by them. They're kind of correct. But as a young man, when I was reading all these different versions of World War II history and what we were taught, you know what the Germans are taught? Do you know German World War II history if you're in school in Germany? German World War II history is as follows. Some evil people took over our country. Handful of people, wasn't us. Very small handful of people took over our country, and the German resistance movement, along with the Allies, got rid of the evil people. So every country has a different history. And as a young man, I was like, well, this can't all be true. So that's when I started digging into it. And understanding World War II history in a way that if I spoke it vocally in public and I had an audience, I'd get put in jail. But by all means, whatever country you're from, please look into this, because it's different in every country for a reason, because it suits their particular narrative. So what's the actual truth?
Right.
The truth is, none of the countries who won teach an accurate version of World War II history. None of the countries who won teach the actual reasons why the war happened. None of the countries who won teach the aftermath and, what happened because the war was won by the people who won. So it's a rabbit hole that you are digging up publicly, and
yeah,
I'll see you in jail.
Well, because it just takes one seed of doubt. And so for me, having watched the documentary, my jaw on the floor, even learning, and I think this is really why the press attacked me, that so many of the people who executed those crimes were then protected by the state of Israel.
Absolutely.
That's already an existential crisis for the allied union between Israel and America. If Americans start waking up and going, wait a second, why would you guys be protecting people who, Solomon Morel, who executed these crimes against Germans, and you refused to extradite him when they actually wanted to prosecute him for his crimes? That doesn't really make sense. We were told, like, you especially should have a reaction to people that are committing a genocide against people for no reason.
Surely.
Then you go, okay, well, that's weird. And so it takes, for me, that was a major seed that was planted. Like, why would you not tell me about what happened to the Germans? And then when my German friends were privately thanking me and saying my videos were going viral in Germany, and that not only were their ancestors slaughtered, murdered, or ethnically cleansed and pushed out, but they then passed speech laws. So they can never talk about it.
I know, ever.
And think about how scary that is.
They just
Your child being lined up and shot.
Yeah, they just put an 83-year-old woman in jail for questioning World War II history in Germany. I believe she's 83 or 93.
She's been in jail for a long time. She said she'll never
she's in and out of jail, just like me. And she'll never apologize. And I said this on Twitter, on X. I said, nobody, no judge, no lawyer, no court, nobody should be allowed to prosecute this woman unless they're older than her. Because you're taking people who have, it's like your child literally arguing with you about what you saw and how you lived in 1994, way before they were born. And I was like, well, isn't that wild that this woman was around in 1939, 1944? She was around, she saw things with her own eyes, and people who were born in the 1960s and 70s are sitting behind a desk with a book of what they're supposed to think about these events, saying this woman is wrong. I'm like, isn't that wild? Nobody who's younger than her should be allowed to even sit in that room and tell her that she has to go to jail for having her opinions, because she was literally an eyewitness to things. And
Yo, can you hear me now? Let me know if you can hear me now. I don't know what the hell, why it was like that. Now we can. Okay, all right. But so basically, what I was saying was, every history that's taught around the world doesn't quite line up as far as like what World War II and stuff goes. It doesn't line up with the actual story. Every country has their own story as to what happened, and it's crazy to think that, because when you're a kid in school and you're learning about World War II, you thinking that that's the actual story of what happened until you realize that every country has has their own point of view, so to speak, of what happened. And it's crazy because then you start to question other things, and then it just opens up a whole rabbit hole into uh, what else could they be, lying about or keeping you from learning or all types of different things. It's crazy. There's no end to what you could learn whenever you really start questioning reality.
And yeah, incredibly scary. And you want to talk about, I mean, obviously, the people protected by the state of Israel. Look who was protected by the United States. Who was the first CEO essentially of NASA? Werner von Braun, the man who invented the V2 rocket, the man who invented this weapon of death that was obviously hit London a couple of times. He was the best rocket scientist in the world, but because he was a rocket scientist, okay, cool. You come to the United States. Oh, yeah, you're fine. Oh, you were just doing your rocket science, but we don't care that you were SS because we know you just needed the funding.
Yeah, and that should make people ask some questions. Like you're told that you went to go crush them, but then we
took them all. Everyone useful, was suddenly an American citizen. He's buried in the same graveyard as all the American war heroes and presidents, etc. And yeah, he's buried in a graveyard, I believe, in Washington D.C. alongside ex-presidents, war heroes, people who fought in the American Civil War. He's given a hero's burial, a hero's funeral, but he was an SS officer, quite literally. And all the photos of him in his SS uniform have been scrubbed from the internet. You can't find them on the internet. And it's like, well, why don't you just admit it? We don't care. He's been dead a long time. Why don't you just admit
because it's
what you did? Yeah,
the seed of
Israel, the United States. Why don't you just admit what you did? It's not what you did. The people who did this are long dead. Why don't we just admit what actually happened and talk about real history and talk about what conversations were had and who was flown where and who was protected by who? Everyone's gone now. Everyone's gone. We're their great-grandchildren.
They're still mining that fake history to allow them to do things today. And so
that's crazy. When you hear that, it's like, what, as far as, Israel, American ally terms, I guess you could say, when you hear about stuff like that, it makes you question, like, how deep does that go as far as their partnership? How deep does, I don't know. It's weird when you hear about shit like that. Because then it's like, what else have they done? Could they have done together? What could they be planning to do together? The government, the leadership, as far as the U.S. and Israel, obviously is full of bullshit because you see what's going on with both of them. But when they team up like that, when they work together like that, there's no telling what the fuck they're planning on doing. And who knows? They could be planning the next fucking war, and we wouldn't even fucking know it because everybody's too busy on social media and shit. I don't know. It's just all these different things that you start questioning when you hear about how deep and what they was doing, how they was partnering with each other back then, and how strong it's still going now.
Part of the reason why, and it breaks my heart because, I'm friends with so many Jewish people that I grew up with, and they have fallen victim to the same trap of BLM in Black America, where they teach you traumas about your history in the classroom. And then you have this fear, oh, slavery is going to come back unless I go out and defend like George Floyd dying. I'm like, wait, that doesn't really make sense. And it's the same for Jewish Americans. I'm like, why are you defending the state of Israel when they're killing children? You literally don't have to, you're not required to defend George Floyd because you're Black. You're not required to defend, the stuff that Theodore Herzl and Bibi Netanyahu were up to simply because you're Jewish. But you see that this sort of psychological,
it's a trigger. It's a trigger that they plant on purpose. Like, oh, if people start questioning, the Holocaust is going to come back. Yeah. No, I have no interest in the Holocaust coming back. However, I think the state of Israel are war criminals. And I've said this a million times and it gets me in a lot of trouble. But I was genuinely with a Jewish friend of mine last night. And we were talking very briefly on the subject because I don't really care to discuss the state of Israel. Everyone knows what I think about them. And I said, well, I think the governments of most countries are war criminals. I think the current administration of the United States are war criminals. I don't personally dislike Americans. You're American. I don't personally dislike people who are from Israel. I'm just telling you, your government are a bunch of criminals. And that's the way it is. And I could say the same about probably what, 75% of the governments on the planet. That's not a personal hatred for anyone. You're allowed to call out the crimes of governments.
Right. And you're not required to defend your government's crimes.
Exactly.
Taking a quick break. I know we're having a
That's crazy. Whenever calling out the bullshit gets you in trouble. You know, we knew it was going to come to this at some point, but it gets worse and worse over time. And I know Israel is extremely protected. I'm not quite exactly sure why they're so protected. You know, I mean, there's like the LGBT level protection as far as, you know, speaking out against them and whatnot, and all that shit is crazy. I mean, you guys see the flag behind, but just because that flag is there doesn't mean I support the government. Hell no. I support the people. Government's full of bullshit. That's 100% facts. But yeah, man, there's a whole lot of fucking people who are in leadership positions that have that are criminals that shouldn't be there at all. They should not be there.
great conversation, but there's a way that you can drink coffee and really cough 10 thick of it. Or here's what drink. That's not all a total coffee. Evan, we insane to see people that feel rushed, and it's because of this psychological trauma and psychology. And this is kind of another thing that triggered the pedophile defenders who are the mainstream media today.
Yes.
When I started digging up Sigmund Freud and realized he was a pedophile, his dad was a pedophile, his grandson was a pedophile. It's a family of pedophiles. And this gets into that broader point about what Alex Jones was saying, is that, you know, they did studies to see that how to create a psychopath.
Yeah.
You know, I now believe they are creating leaders. There's a reason why everyone in the West is a homosexual man.
Yeah.
Like a closeted homosexual, not even closeted. I mean, Zelensky is as gay as you can possibly be.
And they're all from the WEF.
They're all from WEF.
They're all groomed and grown in exactly the same environments.
Stories. Yeah. You know, the Brigitte Macron thing, obviously that's a dude.
Skull and bone fraternity.
And it's a dude that at the very least, the press won't even touch the fact that it's at least statutory rape, right?
It's at least statutory rape and
right?
grooming.
And which is not normal, because most 40-year-old women in the West psychopath.
Yeah.
You know, I now believe they are creating leaders. There's a reason why everyone in the West is a homosexual man.
Yeah.
Like a closeted homosexual, not even closeted. I mean, Zelensky is as gay as you can possibly be.
And they're all from the WEF. They're all groomed and grown in exactly the same environments.
Stories. Yeah. You know, the Brigitte Macron thing, obviously that's a dude.
Skull and bone fraternity.
And it's a dude that at the very least, the press won't even touch the fact that it's at least statutory rape, right?
It's at least statutory rape and grooming.
And which is not normal, because most 40-year-old women are not like attracted to 13-year-old kids, right? And they've tried to lie about the timeline to obscure that. And on top of that, you learn that Macron was raised by his grandma, who also happened to work at a trans clinic, one of the first trans clinics ever to perform surgeries. Yeah. It's like, dude, do you understand that what's happening is they are essentially, and this is Sigmund Freud was a Kabbalist, and they believe in bisexuality. They you know, worship Baphomet. They are trying to use psychology to introduce, and I read this in a book by a Jewish historian, David Bacon, to make their religion the religion of the world, right? Which is a pedophile-centric religion that believes in demons. It believes in child sacrifice. And it is the reason that we have the circumstances that we are in today. And most people won't be able to find this history, and they think Sigmund Freud was like a hero.
You know my favorite video in the entire world? It's not a clip from your podcast. I apologize. My favorite video clip in the whole world is a clip just after I got arrested, because there is a man who works for the BBC sitting behind a news desk telling the world that me and my brother are dangerous sexual criminals. That man's name is Hugh Edwards.
Yeah.
It turned out to be a pedophile, and now he's been arrested and confessed and been pled guilty to all this child pornography and having category A sexual images of children. I'm not going to tell you what that means, but please look it up. So it's my favorite clip in the world. There's a
I mean, at the end of the day, it's not surprising, but at the same time, it always be the ones that accuse you of something that are guilty of doing the said things that they're accusing you of. And the fact that it came out like that in public, it's kind of a sort of a relief type shit, you know, because it's like it proves the fact that most people who sit around and strongly accuse other people of doing shit like that without having any real type of evidence are guilty of what it is that they're accusing them of. They're just trying to run from the fact that every time they look in the mirror, they know what they're doing, they know what they did, they know what they are, and they can't stand to look at themselves. So they have to find somebody else to make themselves feel better about it. And it's just like, it's crazy, dude. But that goes to prove that everybody that does that shit, bro, they're guilty of it. Everybody that accuses others strongly without evidence is guilty of something. That's crazy.
Literal pedophile, a literal child pornographer sitting behind a news desk telling the world that me and my brother are dangerous sexual criminals. And that will forever be my favorite video. And if that doesn't confirm everything you just said, I don't know what else does. Like you said, they accuse Michael Jackson of being a pedophile because they are pedophiles. The people in these establishments are the most depraved people that exist. And they are all under this cosh of blackmail. They all do these things. Everyone knows they do these things, and they're happy to feed one or two of them to the lions every now and again when they get exposed. But they'll point the finger at, I don't know what they're going to accuse you of next. A black American woman. It's much harder than a man like.
It's getting tricky. They're trying a lot of
stuff. A man
stuff.
like me with a complicated sexual past, it's easy to just say, oh well, no, he was a rapist, or he was this. And men are much easier to attack. I don't know what they're going to attack you with, but when criminal charges or whatever are launched against you, I'll be the first to defend you because I will know that they're bull.
And they're looking. I mean, they're clawing through everything. And my person that works with me told me that he believes they have like a PI on me, like a private investigator, just like crawling through my life. And I'm going, this is insane. It's because I'm waking people up to the fact that pedophiles are in power. They are literally in power, and that is intentional because then they can be controlled while they are in power. And they are also exhibiting signs of a psychopathology that lets them know that they will do harm to the masses and feel nothing because they were themselves, many of them raped when they were children. It's not a coincidence that Justin Trudeau is gay, Obama, gay, Zelensky, gay, Emmanuel Macron, gay and married to a trans man who molested him when he was a child. And
wait, Zelensky's gay? I didn't know that.
That despite the overwhelming evidence, like for me, the litmus test now is like Brigitte Macron. I'm like, if you want to figure out who is a fraud in media, there's no way to read that 6-part series and go through it and come out of it being like, no, totally legit. Like these are just rumors. It's like one picture of yourself in your first 30 years of living, please. And they
show me her brother.
Where's your brother?
Where is John
Michel?
I'll show you my brother. Yeah. Where's your brother?
Yeah.
It's actually honestly that simple. And that's the crazy thing. It would be so easy to dismiss this. It would be so easy to make it go away and then just sue you for everything you have. It would be the easiest thing in the world if it weren't true.
Right. And it is true. And that is very terrifying. And part of it, I think, that is part of the psychology is I think it's very scary for people to come to terms with the fact that everything's an illusion, that they have been always invested in yellow journalism, that Sigmund Freud was the father of treating people, like learning how to gaslight people. Like, all these women were saying that they were being raped. And he said, I'm going to create psychoanalysis and tell these women that, no, they're just attracted to their dads. No, they were being raped when they were 7 years old, because that's what you do when you worship the Kabbalah, right? And then he was like, oh my gosh, this can work. Then that became propaganda. Like whenever somebody got caught doing something or somebody was about to come out and say something, they would diagnose that person as either insane, like they're totally insane, they're on drugs. And then they'd have their friends in the press create this propaganda and people believe it. They go after a Kanye, they go after a Tristan Tate and Andrew Tate because they've realized the voices that cannot be controlled have to be shut up. Some people killed.
Do you think they've overplayed their hand?
I do.
I think, I have to give credit to my brother. He was on a podcast with Patrick Bet David before we went to jail when Andrew was first canceled. And Andrew said, I am so popular. I could stream and post anywhere. I could do live videos of me just talking on Pornhub.com and my fans will watch me. They can't cancel me. And they've really messed up by canceling me because I've put a crack. The crack in the dam is now going to break. And when Andrew said that, I mean, of course, I believed in him and I knew he was very famous. I knew he had a big fan base, but I think the cancellation and especially the false charges and the false accusations, I think they really have overplayed their hand because now they can't stop this cascade of truth, of people speaking their minds. Even if people are wrong, they can no longer stop it. The tactics that they had 5 or 6 years ago would have hurt me and would have hurt you if they had played the hands in. However, now with Elon owning X and Chris over at Rumble and all these.
Oh yeah, there's nothing they can do now. There's nothing they can do now. More people are starting to wake up and realize that there's bullshit. And the more people that wake up, the more that the system is in danger of collapsing. And that's what we need. We need this system to collapse so we can rebuild it. So that the people can rebuild it. You know? But it's going to take a lot more than just a few people that are on the internet. You know, it's going to take everybody. It's going to take a majority of the population to wake up and realize that what's going on right now, what they're being taught, what they're being told is bullshit. And that everybody is stronger together as a group than they are trying to go at it alone. That's why it's important. One of the reasons why it's important that you learn how to agree to disagree with certain people, because you might not have the same beliefs, you might not have the same viewpoints on something. But if you can agree to disagree on those things and keep moving forward, working together to bring down a system that's designed to entrap everybody, then there's nothing that you wouldn't be able to do. There's nothing that you wouldn't be able to accomplish. That's why they want everybody emotionally charged. They want everybody reacting off of their feelings and their emotions, because when they do that, it causes more strife. It causes more chaos whenever somebody disagrees with somebody else who has a different viewpoint or whatever the case may be. They know that it's going to cause more. It's going to cause a bigger divide versus us being able to disagree with each other without causing a bunch of bullshit to happen and still moving forward, you know. But yeah, let me see something real quick. We're gonna keep listening to this for a minute.
These various platforms, the youth are smart enough to find the people they want to listen to wherever they stream and wherever they are. So yeah, I think they really have overplayed their hand.
And I think a little bit of it is Don's timing.
But it's the only, and it's the only trick they know, though.
Mm.
So what are they going to do next? Start shooting us?
Yeah.
I genuinely don't know.
Well, that's it. I think that is their methods based on this book that I was reading that was banned in America in the 60s called Hollywood Babylon. Is like they would just kill artists, either say they were drug addicts, commit them, or kill them. And once anybody was in their Hollywood cult and woke up to what was going on, and to see that this is the same strategy that they've been employing like since the 1920s in America, they're employing the exact same strategies, like trying to convince people they're either insane or they mysteriously died of a drug overdose, and don't ask any further questions because here's some stuff we're going to tell you about, you know, that will just distract you because there's so many headlines. And I think that people are very much awake to it. I think the success of my show, Independent, shows that they're not buying the smear attacks. You guys continue to be extremely successful, despite the fact I think you're a threat. And giving this information to people and telling them what books they should read so they can actually learn the real history. And like, why is Sigmund Freud taught to me as a hero in school when he was a pedophile? Right, a homosexual pedophile, just like all of the elites. What was the Weimar Republic that you're speaking about? Why are we being lied to about World War II? What else happened at World War II? Why were there, you know, prostitution rings and children who were being sexualized in this republic? And I think that when people start looking and they realize, hey, this kind of looks a lot like what's happening right now in the West, they will realize that we're fighting true evil. But I think it's biblical. And I want to talk to you about your faith.
Go ahead. I know I'm ready for this.
So my theory,
you've been bullying my brother, I hope.
Yeah, no, I'm going to. But
hell no, man. So with that being said, for this interview right here, we're going to conclude that for part one. There is something else that I want to check out before we go ahead and dip on out of here. So give me a second and I'll get it pulled up. But it's very interesting. You know, I rock with Candace, but a lot of times, you know, she likes to yap about same shit or similar shit. So sometimes it's hard to sit there and listen and have something to say about something that she says. A lot of times because it's about the same shit that she said before. So yeah, man, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and check out this video by FitX. It's called Fastest Way to Ruin Your Entire Life. It's an interesting title, so we're going to go ahead and jump into this shit, man. Let's get it in 3, 2, 1.
What's good, man?
Yeah, yo, I have a question, man. You know, whenever you have one devil on your shoulder and the other one angel telling you do this, do that, you know?
That's a bunch of nonsense. What this ain't fucking Disney. Grown ass man.
Okay, so
Okay,
I,
go ahead.
I don't have much of a dating life or like kind of like a social life, okay? Because I'm working so much. And okay, one time I went to a club, okay, and I met this baddie. It was a baddie. I gave her a compliment and I got her IG, and so I messaged her on IG. She replied, "We're talking," and then she said she had trouble with her bills. Right? I told her, I offered to help her with her
You
bills,
offered
and
to help
Oh
a random girl with her bills.
no.
she had a fat ass. It's my weakness.
A
Just
fat
listen.
ass.
Okay,
Look
just
how
listen.
This dude, you go to the club, you meet a female, she has a fat ass, you get her Instagram, start talking, and then she starts talking about how she's having trouble with her bills. Can't make this shit up, bro. Okay, I'm just making sure the audio is good. You can't make this shit up, bro. There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell. Look, you could tell because earlier, as soon as he said I met this girl at the club, this dude Fitz started shaking his head. He already knew what was gonna happen. But still, bro, she was probably fucking one of them females dancing on stage talking about I need help with my bills. She just trying to get money out your ass.
Just listen.
how old
I'm
are you? How old are you, bro? How old are you?
30. Okay,
You're 30 years old, and you hold up. Don't stop. Don't keep talking. You offered to pay the bills of a random girl you met at the club.
I didn't give the money yet, though. Just listen.
What
So
you offered. Okay, keep going.
okay, to help her, and then the arrangement was, I get something in return, and I help her out. You know what I mean?
So
I was
you
supposed
signed
to,
up to be a sugar daddy
yeah, kind of thing, yeah. And I was
because you
supposed
don't
to.
get no ass, Emeka. You don't get no ass, so you're not paying for pussy as a 30-year-old man. Which devil are you talking about? You an adult male. Tell me something. I got a devil on this side. Angel. You an adult. You make your own decisions. Which devil do you have on your left and right side that's telling you to pay for pussy, bro?
If you have seen this girl, you probably would have.
Ain't no fucking girl
No,
gonna make me
no,
give her.
no. It ain't no. Ooh, if you seen this girl, you would have done it. No, no. I don't give a damn. There ain't no female in the world, no matter how bad she look, how fat her ass is, how big her titties are. I don't give a fuck how tight her pussy is. You are not gonna get me to pay no bitch to suck my dick. That's not gonna happen. No. You are not a man. You are not a masculine man. If you got to pay a female for some pussy, like, come on now, even just for some head, like, you can't make this shit up. And this dude's in his 30s too, bro. You can't make this shit up. He knows he's fucking up because he's telling him he's smiling and shit because he already knows that Fit's gonna go off on his ass. That's why he's smiling because he already knows.
Fucking money for me to fuck her. You don't.
Hold up, bro. I gotta go get a drink for this shit. Give me a second, y'all. This shit is wild. Hold up. I gotta get a drink. Give me a second, y'all. I'll be right back. This shit is already wild. Man, you keep fucking up, man. And you're supposed to be having more wisdom as far as females go with your old ass. But hey, that goes to show you that age does not always account for wisdom. It don't. Take this as an example. Just because somebody older than you don't mean that they always gonna have more wisdom than you. This dude's obviously retarded.
Don't get ass. You're not having sex, so you do sim shit.
Well,
Do you have women you're sleeping with?
I do, but listen, they're not as attractive as
Right.
her,
So okay.
Like,
I don't have women that I'm attracted to, my solution, instead of working on myself, becoming more attractive so I can attract women that I'm attracted to. No, let me pay the girls that are more attractive.
I mean, I started hitting the gym, you know, like even that, like I've seen many guys who are muscular, they don't get girls like I know
Bullshit.
just make
Muscular itself ain't gonna give you no pussy. Are you muscular? Are you handsome? Are you fashionable? When's the last time you
my fashion is pretty good. I would say my fashion is
are you in good shape? Are you in good shape?
Yeah, I am. I am.
Let me see your body. Take your shirt off right now. Let me see your body. Take your shirt off. Let me see your body.
I started working out a bit, you know.
So this is what you consider being in good shape.
What? It's not bad.
It's not bad, but you're making it seem like you're ripped up. You got a perfect physique. You have a dad body. You have an okay body. You're nothing is spectacular.
No, it's not a dad bod. You say that?
You don't have no six pack. You don't have much muscle definition. When have you ever taken your shirt off and women started complimenting you? When have you been complimented about your body?
Well,
never. Right? Never.
He
I
said
mean,
never.
some of my gym friends that say you're getting big,
Gym
getting a bit
friends.
bigger. So
Okay,
Like,
what I'm
Bro, he means when is a female say that she like your abs or that you got big arms or something? When has a female complimented how your body look? Not your gym homeboys who sit around staring at you while you lifting weights like they're fucking gay. Come on now.
saying is you're not there yet.
oh yeah, I'm not. Yeah, but okay, I'm not there, but I'm not like fat. I'm not fat. No.
But why do you think that you being okay is okay? You're just a regular dude. Oh, I'm not fat fit. I'm not fucking obese. Why aren't I fucking baddies? You look like a regular dude. Nothing is spectacular. That's what I'm saying. You have an okay physique. Are you rich?
Yes, I make. Yes, I
How much?
actually make good money.
7 figures plus 6 figures?
No, like 100K.
100K is rich. Oh my lord. Where are
What do you mean?
living
That's
in,
good
bro?
money.
Where you living in, bro? Where you living in?
What?
Where you living? Where you live? Where do you live?
Canada.
Okay, so 100K is okay money. It's not great money. You're not rich. As a matter of fact, you're middle class. You're not. This is what I'm saying. No
Okay.
area of your life is spectacular.
Yes, but can I say something? I'm going to school though to further my education to get a much better job.
Like,
Okay.
you
Like-
having enough.
But the money I make is pretty good. 100K a year it's not bad.
It's not bad, right? Like your body isn't bad, but it ain't great. It ain't spectacular.
Oh, I started taking creatine like for a month, so you know, I'm trying to see
Where does all of this tie into you giving a girl some money for some pussy? Let's go back to that.
Okay.
Go back to that.
Okay, so you asked me why I'm giving her? Like why?
Are you giving her the money, or did you start the arrangement?
Well, yeah, I was supposed to go there tonight, but I don't know if I'm gonna go though. I'm not sure. I was supposed to go to her apartment tonight. Now I'm thinking, is this a good idea? Should I do this? Should
Oh
I
my fucking
should I
god!
do this?
How much money you gonna give her, bro? How much money you gonna give her?
900.
So you're giving a girl. Are y'all hearing this shit? You gonna give a girl $900 to fuck her? $900 to sleep with her?
Oh man.
Look at him smiling. He knows.
Why,
he's
Emeka?
fucked up.
Because you don't get ass. You're not sleeping with the girls that you find attractive.
Why, bro?
Okay, no, okay, the girl I'm sleeping, okay, so I have a girl that I see constantly. I'm attracted to her, but I'm saying like she's not as hot as, you know what I
Then
mean?
People like this make me happy that I am not down bad, thirsty as fuck for women. I could give a fuck less if I get pussy or not. I'm so glad I'm not down bad like this. I'm so glad that I don't stress over pussy so much to the point where I'm gonna pay a bitch $1,000 just to fuck her. Oh, fucking hell, man.
to
I
get
do
hotter
get-
girls.
Okay, can I say, I would say I do get a girl, but I don't get like 9s or 10s. I'll get like 6 or 7. But
Okay,
not 9 or
perfect. You're a 6 or 7 too. You're not a 9 or 10.
10. No, I'm not.
So okay. Your method of closing the gap between you and a 9 or 10 is to pay them. It's to give them money. As a 30-year-old
I'm thinking
man,
it's the quickest way. I don't know. I like
you don't have no self-respect, bro. Some dignity, bro. You don't have no
No.
dignity.
No, I do.
I know you don't. No, I know. Yeah. You no. Yes, no. I know, no. Because it doesn't make any sense. A woman is so valuable to you. Her looks is so important to you that as a grown adult male, you're willing to give her $900 to fuck her.
So you never thought of, let's say before you
Fuck
got rid.
no, I would never do
He
it.
said, fuck.
You're an
no.
adult male. Stop comparing you to maybe kids. You're an adult, bro. You're 30 years old. You got to make decisions as a grown man. You're not 12 years old, man. You're not 18. You're sitting up here about to give a woman $900 to fuck her. How much is your rent, bro?
It's like $1,400.
So you're going to give a woman almost half your fucking rent to fuck her.
I have a lot of money in the bank, though. It's not much for me to spend $900.
You make 6 figures a year, bro. You make $100,000 a year, right? You make $100,000 a year. Your rent is what, $1,400? You said?
Yes.
You're gonna give a woman half of your rent. Forget the investments. Forget the investments, bro. Look at the decision making you're making. Look at your decision making as a 30-year-old man. You're gonna give a woman $900 because she's bad.
I mean, I always wanted to hit it, you know. But like,
bro, this
that's
dude,
easy, bro.
oh my gosh, this dude digs himself a deeper hole every single time. I always wanted to hit it. You sound stupid, bro. I can't. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. You can't make this shit up, bro. I'm fucking dying from the cringe. Y'all don't understand how bad it is over here on this side. What the fuck?
SAD, sad.
okay, so what do you recommend I should do?
Don't
You need to stop being a bitch. You need to stop being pathetic. You need to stop.
How's that making me a bitch? Like,
you about to give a woman money for sex because she's attractive. What else do you want me to call you? You're literally the definition of a simp. Because I think you're hot, I'm gonna pay you to fuck. You're so valuable that you cost just you about half of my rent. I'm gonna give you $900 to fuck you. I'm a 30-year-old man. You have kids?
wait, what?
Do you have kids?
No, I don't.
You gonna have a son. You're gonna bring a son into this world.
I was about to say, I hope this dude don't have kids. And he paying for pussy. I probably would have fucking. I probably would have stopped the video right there if he said yeah.
You're gonna be proud to do some shit like this. Do you plan on having kids, bro?
No, I mean, if I do, I'm not gonna tell them anything about what I did, my personal life.
Okay. So how do you become a good example to your children? Is it by telling them or not telling them, or leading by example? So you plan on bringing kids to this world, and his little man gonna grow up and think my dad was paying women $900 to fuck.
Well, he wouldn't know because I wouldn't tell him.
He gonna find his video. I guarantee you. He's gonna find this. I guarantee you. If he sees his father, he should be fucking ashamed that his father doesn't have enough self-respect, but to give a woman $900 to fuck her. Think about how sad that is, bro.
Okay, you're right. It is.
Then don't do it. Don't do it. Take the $900.
Yeah.
Right? Take the $900. Go do a photo shoot. When's the last time you did a photo shoot?
I've actually never done one. I don't think I've ever done one in my life before.
Wow. I haven't even done a photo shoot to highlight myself. Hold up.
Older brothers.
Hold up, Mecca. Hold up. I am a grown man. I haven't even done a photo shoot to highlight myself attractively, but I'm gonna pay a prostitute $900.
Wait, she's not a prostitute, no.
She's not a prostitute, but she's gonna take money from you to fuck. What the fuck you think she is, bro?
She's a normal girl. She's
a
not
prostitute.
What
She's
not
talking
like on
about? She's taking money from you to fuck. Oh my lord, bro. My lord.
I guess the good term will be thought, but yeah, you're right. I've never done a photo shoot before. But I've watched your videos. You do talk about photo shoots. So, like, how much do you recommend I should pay for a photo shoot?
They ain't $900. I guarantee you that. You got to get some fashionable clothes. You got to highlight yourself in a good way. What I'm saying is that money, right? You can put that money back into yourself and start attracting higher quality girls. You mean to tell me a girl is high quality that she's letting you fuck her for $900, bro? That's a
That's true.
quality girl to you, bro. That's really you deem that as high quality. Damn.
No, not really.
You-
But it's a good thing I talked to you about this because I was about to do it.
I'm glad you didn't. I'm glad that you came to me first.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, man, that's a lot. 900 is a lot, you know?
And you
You said it's a lot, but beforehand you said, "No, I got a lot of money in the bank, man. It ain't nothing for me to spend $900." Come on, bro.
over here saying because she's a baddie.
She has a fat ass, and
she
it's gonna
is
be
a
a weakness.
she is a prostitute. Any woman that gives men access to her body for money is what?
Slut or prostitute, I guess. Yeah.
How many times you think it's the first time she's done it?
I think so. I don't know. She says she doesn't. Okay, you know what she told me before I say, okay, before I say that, I said I'll do this if we fuck. And then she's like, no, I don't fuck for this. And then I don't know. Maybe she's done. And then after she changes, and she's like, okay, fuck it, we'll do it. So maybe she hasn't done it. Maybe it's her first time she did it.
You're thinking with your dick, bro. You're a grown man, man. You can't be 30 years old, bro. Come on, bro. 30 years old. You don't got no self-control to maybe say, you know what? Me giving a girl $900 is pretty pathetic. Let me go put that. Let me at least do a photo shoot. A photo. Let me highlight myself in an attractive way, right? To finally look good so I can attract girls who don't let dudes fuck for money, who have a fat ass. They're girls with a fat asses who don't let dudes fuck for money. They're out there.
A lot of them do though offer because they go like they sell themselves.
This
But if those are the women you want, bro, then okay. That's
no. Those are not.
This has to be the worst fucking dude I've ever seen on fucking Fitz damn stream, bro. This has to be the worst dude I've ever fucking seen on his fucking stream, bro. There's no way in hell. There's no way. There's no way.
The woman. Well, me, I go to church and I actually want a religious girl because
you're even worse. You go to church. Oh my Lord. He's praising the Lord and
that's
paying
what I was
for
talking
that.
about, the demon on each shoulder, man. You know, I'm kind of religious and I've been far away from God. You know, I'm trying to go back.
You need to go back to him. You need to go back to him today. And I'm glad you came to me first.
That's
okay.
Fact, so.
That's good. I have a Sunday service on. So do you think I should tell this about my pastor? Should I tell him about this?
Yeah, you should confess. That pastor almost gave a girl $900.
Well, I kind of did it for a bit. He started with strip clubs, and then
so you've been doing this. You've been. Oh wow! So you've been going to strip clubs. What else you been doing?
Well, like once in a while on the internet, they'll post their ad, and I'll go visit them.
Oh, so you've actually been paying for pussy? This is not the beginning. Wow! How many times have you done it?
Maybe like 10 times.
Maybe like 10 times. What the fuck? Maybe like 10 times.
Even when I was in a relationship too, because my girlfriend was not as hot, so I would just go see.
So you've been paying for pussy while with a girlfriend?
Yes. Two of my exes. Yes, I was, but they didn't know. I would just go and if I go to a strip club, I see one. They had rooms upstairs.
This is what happens, guys. When you don't have self-control, when you let your lust control you as a man, when you don't know how to attract women, you have a girlfriend and you pay for sex. I hope you change your life, man. It's pretty sad.
All right, I'm gonna go to Sunday service. I think I need to be baptized or something, man.
Something you need all type of shit, bro. You gotta start over.
Like I do have a friend who has this addiction, and I don't want to fall into an addiction because it can ruin my future.
Bro, he's already ruined your future. You're in a relationships and you pay for sex,
bro.
That shit is sad.
Oh my god.
That fucking.
Why you tell me you don't know anyone like that? You never
done in a relationship paying for sex? What the fuck are you doing? What are you in a relationship for? You have a fucking problem. You legitimately have a problem. You are paying for pussy while having a girlfriend. And now it has
somebody kicked
blown over so much that you're now willing to go give another girl $900 to fuck her. You're a certified simp, certified trick.
You're a certified
All right, bro.
bitch.
Got to change your life around, man. It starts by effort. You guys don't want to put in no effort. You don't want to put in no fucking effort to make yourself the man that women want. You would just rather the easy route.
Okay,
Paying
can
for
I say
ass,
something?
paying for pussy. It's sad. I
Can I
gotta
say
go.
something?
I gotta go. Have a good
He
one.
said I got it. He tried to tell him something else too. Hold on, give me a sec. That you said hour 53. Is that like the starting point of the part that you want me to look at, or what? All right, bet. Refresh this hoe. Hour and 53. Where's it at? All right, here. Oh, hell no. You want me to start from like when he first came up, or from the exact, from the hour 53 exact? Because it goes back a little bit before then. He said that dude right there was the worst I ever seen on that show. Bro, I'm dying over here just from listening to this dude fucking talk, bro. All right, bet. Let me go back to, I got a feeling this shit's gonna, I got a feeling I'm gonna die from this shit too. All right. Now that we got that going, let me come on back over here. Bam, just like that. I hope this one ain't gonna be as bad. I hope it ain't gonna be as bad. But let's get into it, man.
Let's do it.
I will
Peace.
do it.
All right, man. All right. If you're in the if you're in the chat right now and you don't have your camera on, I'm not calling on you. Lil Larry, what's up, bro?
What's good, Fit? You can hear me?
Yep. What's going on? Where you calling from?
I'm calling from Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay, what you got for me?
So pretty much a week ago, well, not a week, yesterday I just discovered your channel and stuff, you know. I
Okay.
was trying to see what I got to work on. What you
So
got
how
for
old
me?
are you?
I'm 20.
20.
21 this month.
Who you living with?
I live with both my parents, but they got things going on low key.
Like health issues?
Like divorce type shit, you know.
So why don't you have a job?
Actually I applied for Chick-fil-A. I got an interview tomorrow for as a starting point.
Okay. At 20 years old, what you been doing before then? You went to school or something?
Oh, I ain't gonna lie. A week ago, I was like down bad, like down bad. Like I'm talking about porn and all the above you probably could think of. So I just pretty much just started working
But
on myself. Like,
I ain't gonna lie, the way this dude's talking, I can't even barely understand what the fuck he's saying. Like his accent is some of the most ratchet accent I've ever fucking heard. I can't barely understand what this dude's saying. I don't get how fucking Fit understands what the fuck he's saying.
like a week ago.
So you just started the self-improvement journey.
Yeah.
You ever had sex before?
Nope. Virgin.
Okay.
It's all I was doing. It's all I was doing.
Don't show me. Oh, I don't need to see it. Please. Please, I don't need to see what's on your screen. But what are you doing on your screen aside from pornography?
Oh no, like, I was just playing the game. Just
Playing a
gaming.
game.
Yep.
What game you playing?
Some story mode games, sometimes Call of Duty, some fighting games.
You gotta get your fucking okay. I need you to wake the fuck up, bro. All right. In terms of what you need to work on, it sounds like you need to work on everything. We need to hopefully Chick-fil-A give you a fucking job, or else I need you to start going to these jobs every week. Like if you don't get that job at Chick-fil-A, you're gonna go to every restaurant, every grocery store, and you're gonna apply for them to give you a fucking job.
Take your ass to Walmart.
Do you
and
go to the
try.
gym?
No, I don't got no. That's why I went to the interview so I can get some money to get a membership and stuff.
Okay, so you just dead broke.
Yeah,
Damn.
I just be doing calisthenics, but I be hearing what you be saying about calisthenics and like how that's not gonna work and stuff.
It's not that it's not gonna work. It's just not. It's not. It ain't the fastest way to build some muscle. If you want to build some muscle, you gotta go to the gym. How's your body
Pump that
looking right
iron,
now?
boy?
I'm sure.
You got pants on, right?
Yeah, I got pants.
All right.
But this one look like right here, you know.
All right. So you super skinny. You super skinny. It looked like you ain't got a haircut in forever. When's the last time you got a lineup?
Like a long time.
Okay.
A long time.
Have you ever even went up to a girl in your life and said hello?
Well, besides high school,
Okay.
I don't think it counts.
And how long ago was high school? 3 years ago?
Yeah, pretty much like 21.
All right. So I need you to start talking.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel bad for this dude. Like I ain't cringing nearly as much as I feel bad for him because he's just in every aspect of life down bad. He said he looked like a dragon version of Kevin Durant. You stupid. Hell no. But this dude, in every aspect of life, he's down bad. And it's people like that that I feel bad for the most. Because it's like the sympathy only runs deep to a certain point. Once it reaches that certain point, there's nothing else that you can do. Hold on, give me a second, y'all. There's nothing else that you can do once it reaches a certain point. So it's just like at the end of the day, bro, you got to take responsibility for yourself. At the end of the day, you got to take responsibility for yourself, bro. He said his tank top is holding on for dear life. Boy, his hairline holding on for dear life. Look like he drank ramen juice out of a Kool-Aid jug. Hell no, boy, you stupid as hell. He looked like he go to the kitchen and get that grape Kool-Aid with that fucking KFC fried chicken and shit. Hell no, you stupid as hell, boy. But no, he's the definition of down bad. That other dude was a definition of straight retarded.
Talking to girls more frequently. Going up to women. And I don't even want you to ask them out. I just want you to have a conversation with them. Ask them how their day is going. I just want you to become more social. In order for you to look better, you look homeless right now, bro. If I was to see you walking the streets, I would think that you need some spare change. You look so rough.
He said spare change.
Right? That's because you can't even afford to keep up with yourself. You got hair, but it looks like you haven't done that in a while. You got some potential, bro, but potential doesn't really mean shit. So make it a priority of yours to get a job so you can get money. Money is going to help you be able to afford a haircut, afford a gym membership, so you can start take better care of yourself, and you're going to start making yourself attractive to women. All right. So take your life fucking seriously. From today moving forward, take your life more seriously.
I heard you.
You can't. No more beating your dick. No more watching porn. No more playing stupid ass games. Before you play a damn game, you better be exhausted from walking across town trying to fucking find a job. You shouldn't have no time to play no damn game.
Man.
Okay?
I got you.
All right, man. Let's get it. Let's get to work. All right, G. Who's next?
Oh man, I feel bad for those people. I feel bad for people like him. I don't feel bad for people like that other dude. I don't. But I feel bad for people like him. You know, he's 20 years old. He's just really starting out life, and he's starting out life down bad. You know, his parents is finna get a divorce type shit. He looked like he living in a shitty ass home. His parents probably don't bring very much money in at all because they're probably living off of Section 8 housing and fucking food stamps and all that other shit. They both probably smoke too much weed to go actually get a real fucking paying job. It's probably why they're getting a divorce. He's just down bad. His family sucks. His life sucks. His living situation sucks. His physical looks fucking suck. Everything about his life right now sucks. But he can do something about it if he so chooses to. If he's genuinely tired of living a ball sucking life. If he's tired of everything about him sucking, he will do something about it. But if he ain't truly tired of it, if he ain't truly ready for some change, all he gonna do is play that damn video game and watch some more porn. That's all he gonna do. It's a damn shame. But yeah, man, with that being said, I keeled over from all the fucking cringe. It's hard for me to sit up now. So much weight from the cringe that I can't sit up properly. So with that being said, appreciate y'all for tapping in. Go ahead and call it here on YouTube. Make sure y'all share with your friends, your families, mamas, your aunties, your grannies, and everybody else y'all know. I'm gonna go ahead and get this fucking outro pulled up and we're gonna dip. Where the fuck is my mouse at? There it is.
It was a fun tour, going out here and all this shit, all over fucking USA, and I'm done with all this shit. I'm cool off all this fucking talking shit. I got a whole team to represent. I don't want to do none of this. I never did want to do any of it. Fuck this nigga and fuck his team, bro. I'm out. I gotta go. Square up with yourself, motherfucker.